Slobodan Mitric's books may cause panic in Belgrade, but he is no murderer. Willehalm Institute press release. Slobodan Mitric's books may cause panic in Belgrade, but he is no murderer. Amsterdam, February 4, 2012. The melodrama involving the packages of books sent to the Serbian public prosecutor for war crimes Vladimir Vučević in Belgrade, see image on the right, covered by our press release 2 days ago under the title, Slobodan Mitric's books cause panic in Belgrade, has taken a turn for the worse. For the 3 articles under the headings Belgrade's crisis disrupts Vladimir Vučević, UDBA agent. I sent 2 packages to Vučević, and another package arrived for Vučević, published by the newspapers Novine and Courier in the Serbian capital can, with due respect, only be described as muckraking journalism. See PDF attachments with the Serbian original texts and other relevant material. The result of this public disinformation and scaremongering was that the noble intention of Mitrich to supply the said public prosecutor with discriminating material in the form of his 7 books, see attachment confirmation, in order to encourage the launching of criminal investigations and finally bring the dark forces behind a number of unsolved international heinous crimes against humanity, e.g. 911, to justice was reversed. Slobodan Mitric himself is not only labeled but also shown, see the photo on the left, as a dangerous murderer, a threat to public safety, who should therefore himself be put behind bars. However, the articles yielded at least the knowledge that it was in the first instance not the Dutch government that is intending to deport him to his homeland, but that it was the Serbian government that asked the Netherlands for his extradition in order to bring charges against him for the murders described in his books that he wrote while in Dutch prisons. Geheim Agent van Tito, Tito's secret agent, not translated, and Tito's Mord Machine, Tito's murder machine, not translated. I did not kill anyone, but Slobodan, Serbian's President Boris Tadić is his cousin, is not a killer. On the contrary, as a top counter-intelligence agent, he was forced to adopt that false image in order to penetrate the very dark forces that he later in his literary works has brought to light. This is what the postscript reads to Appendix IX in the Dutch version of his true crime, Dead End Road, why the Dutch Secret Service murdered their top secret agent Theo van Gogh, that is scheduled to appear on February 10th. Although Slobodan Mitric was convicted for the above liquidation, the shooting incident in Amsterdam on the 25th of December 1973 at Café Mostar, in which 3 of his countrymen were killed, he disputes this. In reply to an email dated January 21, 2011 under the title, I did not kill anyone, to a friend in Belgrade, he wrote, the truth is that I did not kill anyone. The bullet that hit my right hand on December 25, 1973, as a result of my preventing the murder of Dutch uniformed police officers, was fired from the same gun with which the 2 UDBA agents were killed. In order to stay alive, I had to ascribe it all to myself, because on December 24 and 25, 1973 I was not only shot at by the UDBA, but also by the Secret Service of the Netherlands. I was only defending my bare life. We will see what happens. This also goes for his 2 novels Tito's Secret Agent and Tito's Murder Machine. The described killings are done in the name of the narrator and thus the writer. But he adopted the guilt of the murderers as a kind of identity swap with the true culprits in order to be able to put their murder story on paper. This may be compared to the wise old hermit Trevisan from the story of Parzival by Wolfram von Eschenbach, who did penance for his sick brother the Grail King Amphitas, who was ultimately healed by the redemptive question put by Parzival's uncle. What ails you? With the help of the Risen One. A further symptom of this muckraking journalism are a number of factual inaccuracies, even defamations, e.g. in the Novine article. which one could easily have been avoided by doing some research on the internet or contacting his alleged publisher Robert Kelder in Amsterdam by email, who would have referred him to the texts and documents and Mitrich's CV from e.g. the Golden Tip. Thus, Mitrich did not refuse to become a new DBA liquidation agent to kill immigrants. He already was a counterintelligence agent directly responsible to Marshal Tito to control the UDBA and did not refuse to liquidate immigrants, but quite specifically to kidnap and/or kill the head of the illegal Marxist-Leninist Communist Party Vladimir Dapčević in Brussels. To write that he presents himself as a doctor in science is nonsense, because he does no such thing, for he attaches no great importance to the honorary degree in law that he received in 1986 for, among other things, his trilogy Operation Twins from a police science college in Arizona on the recommendation of his foster father U.S. Major General Raymond Healy, former CIA Director for Asia and Europe. He is no commander-in-chief of the Serbian army, but the publisher and chief editor of a magazine with that name, founded in the 90s in Amsterdam together with his wife, the artist Iris de Vries. Furthermore, he was not a sort of unofficial president of the Free State of Serbia in the Netherlands, but its one-time officially appointed president, earlier Minister of War, and has never called upon any Serbs abroad to eradicate members of the Kosovo Liberation Army. Instead, he has saved the lives of many people, even that of unthankful Dutch Crown Prince William Alexander, as described in his book, The Golden Tip. Not to mention his part in ending the Cold War between America and Soviet Russia through his Operation Twins trilogy, which earned him in 1986 a doctorate in law, after which he became European and later World Director of International Reserve Police. See Slobodan Mitric, www.willehalm.nl. And finally, it is commendable that E. Novine calls for the translation into Serbian of Mitrich's The Battle of Kosovo, but that play written was originally written in that language in 1989 to commemorate the 600th anniversary of that historical clash of civilizations, and has already been translated into Dutch and English. Pertinent would have been to call for its production on stage. Incomprehensible is the description in the Courier article by Robert Kelder as alleged publisher of Slobodan Mitric, because I wrote on the 1st of February a confirmation to that newspaper, see attachment, confirmation Courier, that I as Mitric's publisher had sent 2 packages to the public prosecutor, and this I write now. I have certainly did not add anything for the bloodhounds of the terrorist units in Belgrade that could make them freeze. What I have not written to Courier is why Mitric did not bring his packages to the post himself. That is because since a year and a half he no longer dares to go out for fear, after a series of unsuccessful attempts to be liquidated, and because he is so physically ill and weak that he can barely walk. Mentally, however, he is, unlike what is implied by a Dutch newspaper and elsewhere without any reference to his books, perfectly clear, and despite his bad physical condition, capable of working a couple of days without sleeping. Thus, here are some corrections of errors in these 2 newspapers. I demand that they be corrected, mainly because of the added danger to the personal safety of my writer. For the most evil result of this character assassination could be that, based on that misinformation, someone could come upon the idea to take law into his own hands and, as a so-called good deed, take his life. I end by calling upon all people of goodwill to assist Slobodan Mitric in his personal struggle for freedom, peace and justice. Robert Jan Kelder, www.willehalm.nl